On this episode of Pitch Chris, I'm going to be talking about how is technology changing the entertainment business? How are you able to get your script in front of a producer when there are millions of writers out there? And how do we go about getting product placement and fundraising for your project? Hi, and welcome to episode 6 of Pitch Chris, where you guys ask me questions about the entertainment business and I'm going to answer them for you. To ask me a question, simply go to my social media at DeBlasio, hashtag PitchChris, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you guys have. So let's get rolling.
With all the advancements in technology, and people are now making content with their cell phones, do you think that this is going to hurt the industry?
You know, I really don't think it's going to hurt the industry. And here's the reason why is because the market has changed over the years. There is a need actually for content, a lot of content, because each individual market, it's like this long tail, right? There's niche markets that are looking for specific content all over the place. And with the advancement in technology and social media and YouTube and Vimeo and all of these platforms, I mean, Instagram just launched a long form content. There's going to be a need for all of this. So I don't think it's going to hurt the industry at all. I think the industry is going to become very fragmented in the audiences. So you as a filmmaker, you got to know who your audience is and then market your content to that specific audience. But no, I don't think that it's actually going to hurt the business. I think if anything, it's going to add a lot more content out there and develop a lot more of these little niche markets.
I heard your video about product placement. How do you go about working that into movies or TV shows?
Yes, product placement. So the way we work as a company is we work directly with a production company and the advertiser. So production company will come to us with a script and we'll comb through that script and find if there's areas of opportunities for advertisers that we have to market their product inside your script. And one of the things that we look at is, you know, what genre is your script? What type of viewers are going to be watching your movie, because a lot of these things dictate who we're going to pitch this to, who we're going to sell advertising into, because that's their market. We want to line up. So for instance, if you have, say, a romantic comedy and the love interest wears a certain type of brand and she's a certain type of woman, well, we're going to find a clothing company that's looking to get to that market. Or for instance, if you have a project that is a younger demographic, we're going to want to find a brand that is looking to market to younger demographics. And then after that, we comb through the script and we work with the writing department where we'll actually work the advertiser into the script. Now, a lot of times, you know, the advertiser, they want a certain amount of exposure, and we help facilitate that because we know, because we're also filmmakers as well, I'm a producer, so I understand that you don't want to take away from the creative, the narrative of the film, but at the same time, the brand wants the most exposure. So we help balance that, whereas if you tried to do it yourself, a lot of the issues happens to where an advertiser is telling you they want one thing and they're willing to give you money and you want their money, but you don't want to give up all of that creative and eventually turning your project in one big commercial, which you don't want to do. So what we do is we help navigate that for you. Great question.
How do I get a producer interested in my work? There are a million writers out there.
Well, the short answer, you got to be good. And the way that you got to be good is if you're a writer, you need to write. I'm not just talking about one script. You want to write as much content as you can. The reason why is you're perfecting your craft. The more you write, the more you're going to be better at your craft. Not only that, but a lot of times producers, if you go and pitch a producer, they may not be looking for that particular project or that genre. And if you don't have any other scripts to give them, you're pretty much done, right? So in building the content, you're building your library. You have different types of scripts. So if you do present to a producer and they're not looking for that, you got something else as a backup. So you're going to want to keep writing, obviously, because if you want to call yourself a writer, you need to have scripts, not just one script, scripts. In addition to that, you're also going to be perfecting your craft. And the next thing too is you want to ask friends and family and the people closest to you for feedback. In addition, you want professional feedback too. So if you do present to a producer and they turn it down, ask them why. What is it about the script? What could you have done better? What are some of the things they liked? What are some of the things that they didn't like? And get as much feedback as you can. So the next time you're in that room when you're pitching, you've got it perfected. So that's all for today's episode. Happy to answer all the questions that you guys have about the entertainment business. To ask me a question, go to my social media page at Chris DeBlasio, #PitchChris, and I'll be more than happy to answer all the questions that you guys have. If you'd like to send me a video, record a video, 60 seconds or less, #PitchChris, and I'll get you guys on the show. Till next time.